ọba tí tayé ráyé kọrin kése ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́ ọba tó ń jẹ́ èmi ni ọlọ́run tó ń jẹ́ èmi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run lánàá ọlọ́run léèní ọlọ́run tí tayé ráyé àìní pẹ̀kun adúpẹ́ nítorí pé níwòyí ìjẹ̀jọ́ adágbére a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọlọ́run lẹ tún pa wá mọ́ tẹpá ọmọ tẹbí tara tètè jẹ́ kó ṣeéṣe fún wa láti débí láyé láyé àti láyé rere lénìí àrùn Fáyọ̀bí Òṣọpẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òjò ló ti rọ̀ tílẹ̀ ti fi mú àwa tàwa láyé kó ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe bí kò ṣe pé ó wù yìí nínú ọlá ńlá yín láti àwa sí bàbá ẹ̀gbọ́n pé kẹgbà yín èmi Olúwàbùnmi ni mo tún ti délé ní èmi ọmọ yín àbúrò yín ẹ̀gbọ́n yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín Olúwàbùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù òun lèmi ń jẹ́ tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀ sí Bùnmi Meettheroyals alága ìdúró alága ìjókòó MC olóòtú ètò ìgbéyàwó with godly swagger àti ti délé ní bá ṣe ń dé follow. So please, I want to appreciate everybody for always being here week in, week out, every now and again. Thank you for all your support, your encouragement, your comments, for sharing the show. We are here again on the amazing show, season 27, episode 2. Yay! Season 27, episode 2, guys. That's what we have come here to do today. And today is a unique one. It's different, it's special. Yes, today is different, today is special. You know that we do different things on this show, but today is going to be very special, and I will tell you why it is special. But before I go ahead and to tell you what is special, I want to appreciate the amazing people that are supporting us on this show, most especially the amazing Jelenke Duchess, all the way from Nigeria. Jelenke Duchess is your one-stop Ashwebi plug, one-stop jewelry, anything you need for your special occasion. Jelenke Duchess is there for you. They sell ashoke, lace, fabrics, anything that you want, and they also they post worldwide. Thank you, Jelenke Duchess, for your support every now and again. Also, we want to appreciate the amazing Celebration International magazine. If you're looking for good photographers and videographers, don't forget to contact Celebration International magazine. They will even put your event on a magazine for you. Thank you, Celebration International magazine. Also, we want to appreciate the amazing Blanco Concept for their support. Thank you, Blanco Concept. Blanco Concept is also a photography and a videography company where they are very professional. If you're looking for people to do your job for you, please contact Blanco Concept. Okay, guys, thank you. Those are our journalists. Those are saying Crowley. Thank you, Mami Luyemi. Thank you, Zijo Event. Thank you, Laura Yusuf, for joining us. Thank you for my TikTok people as well. Thank you. Please, guys, stay tuned. Stay connected, because what we're doing today is going to be something that you and I are going to learn from. As I said to us, we know that every week we normally do our topic. We discuss about our topic, and then we move to a special segment where we call it Abala Kinikishe, meaning what would you have done if you find yourself in this situation, where we share real life stories of people, what people have experienced, and we throw it open to people to say what they would have done in that situation, or to advise the people that the people that are concerned and say, oh, if I were you, this is what I would do, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. And most of the time, people are a bit more interested in that segment of our show than any other segment. So today, if you know anybody that I'd love to hear the part of Abala Kinikishe, call them, because today is going to be 5 different episodes of Abala Kinikishe, meaning what would you have done in this situation. And we're going to be reading, we're going to be telling us about different stories about different people, and these stories are not something that is fables. They're not fables. They're not something that we just grab from the air. It is real life story. Trust me, real life story. As I said to you, sometimes people call me, they inbox me, and they say things to me, and I'm like, what? I don't even know what to say. All I can say is I can bring it here to for other people to share their opinion or give advice, because some of those things that people come to me about, even me say fear will catch me sometimes when I hear that. Okay, people, please share the show. I'm just taking my time before I bring on the first segment of Abala Kinikishe today. I'm taking my time because I want people to I want more people to come in. Yeah, because most of the time when we start too soon, people will now come in and start saying, oh, what are you guys talking about? Can you tell us again? Can you rephrase? Can you go back to what you're saying? So in order for us not to keep going back and forth, today, on this episode of Abala Kinikishe, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit for people to join. And while we are waiting, I'm just going to play this small song that we are also I'm not going to wait the song for us to open the show. Please bear with me. Sorry. Okay. All right, let's go. Hey, tell people that the show has started. Tell people the show has started. And my amazing TikTok people, please stay tuned and let's go. Hey. Unfortunately, we can't keep the music up for too long because of the new rules. Hey, oh yeah, let's go. Tell people that the show has started. That we are ready to work together to save Nigeria on one condition. That we are ready to work. Alright, please let people know that we have started. Oh, the show has started. Waiting for more people to join the next 2 minutes. To make Nigeria better on one condition, that we are ready to work together to save Nigeria. Hey, okay. All right, let me put a stop to the music. Sorry, because last week they had to cut our live show because they said we played the music for too long. It is well. Every day, new law. If you play the music for too long, they'll just mute all the conversation. So that's why I have to put that music on hold. But the most important thing tonight from that music is the one that says, "Oh, jury lion, oh, hey, you see, they still said I have reached limit of copyright music. Can you imagine? What I'm just saying now, they just said that the music, we could barely play the music for more than a minute and they're still complaining. So you have to bear with me. We can't be playing the music for too long. Thank you, Mama Adele Ogun, for joining us. Thank you, Mama Lee. Please share the show. Today is about Abala Kinikishi. And I'm telling you again and again, and I'm repeating this, and I'm saying this not because I'm looking for people to, I don't know. I'm looking for people to sanction what I'm doing, but I'm not going to come here to come and lie to you. Every single episode of Abala Kinikishi that we're going to be discussing about today, we're going to be discussing 5. I hope we have enough time to talk about those 5, which is why I'm trying to hang around so that people can join me. All 5 are real life stories. I am not exaggerating. I am not forming it up. It's something that happened, and that's why I'm going to keep the people that it happened to as anonymous. But the reason I brought it here today, there's a saying in my language. They said, I don't know if people have experienced such, or if you know someone that had experienced such, or if you find yourself in that situation, what would you do and to advise people? Because some people, if they had good advice, if they had someone that can tell them the right thing, they will probably not find themselves in trouble. So that's why I'm bringing this thing here today. Or something for us to learn from and to know that this life is not balanced. So I'm going to start from the not so intriguing one, so that, because if I bring the very intriguing one forward too quickly, it will be here forever. We will not move on. There's a particular one that is like this. Oof, it's big. Even me, when I saw that one, I was like, yeah, oh my God. Did that actually happen? Although they said, really, I feel terrible, but did that actually happen? So while I'm using this opportunity to quickly wait for a few more people to join us, I want to remind us again that our books are still selling on, what's it called? On Amazon. The Dictionary and Idioms of Nigerian Traditional Marriage, please, it's still selling on Amazon. You can use it as a gift to couples that are getting married. As I said to us, it's going to tell us the meaning of everything that happens during traditional marriage. It's not just in Yoruba, but also in English, in Hausa, Igbo, and 25 other languages. Then also this one is the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage, past, present, and future. In this book, everything that has been happening since with Nigerian, or how we started doing traditional marriage in Nigeria, is there. So if you want to grab one, they are all still available on Amazon. Okay, thank you. Those are joining us one more time. Please, if you're on TikTok, feel free to unmute yourself and say something about this conversation that I'm bringing up today. Today is all about Abala Kinikishi. Please don't be quiet on me. You know, when people are quiet, it get as they do me. Because this show is not a show that's only me need to talk about. It's a show that we all need to discuss about. And the topics I'm bringing today, again, I'm emphasizing on it, is a true life story. And the people that brought those stories, they would like to hear from other people. They would like to learn from you. They would like to know what you say. Now, let me start from the first one. The first one is about a woman that happens to have her mother visit her at her husband's. I mean, this person lives in a family house. Let me put it that way. The lady in question lives in the family house. I mean, her and her husband and the siblings, they live in the family house. And on one occasion, the mother of the woman came visiting, came to visit her daughter. And fortunately or unfortunately, when she arrived there, she found out that there is a fight that is going on, and the family had ganged up against her daughter. In fact, they were about to beat her up. It was really bad. Everybody gathered together. They were about to beat her up. Now, if you are in that woman, I will not tell you what the woman did until we all say our own views of somebody finding herself in that situation. As a mother, what would you do? You happen to visit your daughter at her husband's family house, and by the time you got there, you realize that the family, for whatever reason, you don't know what happened, you don't know where the issue is coming from, but for some reason, you find out that there was a fight going on. Should I say the woman came right in time, or should I say, how do I even say stuff like that? Anyway, the mother happened to find out that there's a fight, and the entire family, the sister-in-law, the husband was not at home, according to her. The husband was not at home, but they live in the family house. The sister-in-law, the sister-in-law, as in the younger sister to the husband, was there. The sister-in-law, that is the wife of the man's older brother, was there. The father-in-law was there, and the children of the other woman, and they were there. About 6 people ganged up, and they were about to beat this woman. Please, I want to hear from you. If this was your child or a relative or someone that is close to you, what would you have done? Somebody said, I will quietly take my daughter out at that moment. Discussions comes later. Okay. Is that the first action that you're going to take? Is that the first thing that will come to your mind? I want us to be as realistic as possible, because this is not something you've been looking. You don't know that it's going to happen. You just happen to bump into them, and you find out that gang up. Is that the first thing you're going to do as a person, as a mother? I want us to give as realistic as possible. Make the whatever you want to say, make it as realistic. I just arrived at the place. I find out that the whole family of my daughter's husband, God forbid, will not be my daughter, gather, and it was a tense. They were about to beat up my daughter for whatever reason. Okay, somebody said I will ask what happened. Okay, somebody said I will ask what happened. Okay, yeah, maybe probably, I mean, that would be the first real of action. I think the first action would be like, that kind of thing. I think, yeah, that is a bit more realistic. Thank you for joining us, Isala. Thank you so much. We're having a discussion today about what would you do if you find yourself in this situation. You happen to visit your daughter at her husband's house, who happens to live in a family house, and when you get there, you realize that the entire family had ganged up and they were about to beat your daughter. You don't really know what happened. You don't really know what happened, but you just go there and you're like, they're about to beat her. What would you do? That's what we are talking about. That's the first thing we're talking about today. Somebody said, if it cannot be resolved, then I will take my daughter away. Thank you, ma. Emi said, I will beg them to take things easy. and did not beat my daughter. Thank you, ma. You know, these are realistic. You know, somebody said we can settle the matter later. My daughter's life first. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think in this situation, I mean, if I were you, you know, hearing the part that I only just said now, the part I just said now, hearing from that part, I will probably say the same thing. I'll be like, ah, she said, "Come on, mommy, cool no." She said, "What no? What happened?" Somebody said, I guess for it to get to the extent of them ganging up to beat her, there will have been so many issues, which my daughter must have been telling me. Thank you very much. I love that. That's an angle, another angle to look at it. I was about to say that I need to shed more light on the story. You know, the mother probably have a little bit of background information about what has been happening. Thank you, Dr. Secretary. That is so true. Most of the time, you know, mothers, they kind of close to their daughters. Maybe there are things that the daughter has been saying to the mother, or I've been explaining to the mother and say, ah, these people are stressing me and blah, blah, blah. So the mother is probably a little bit, have a little bit of background information as to what has been happening in that family. And probably before that time, probably she has been trying or whatever, doing something. And to be fair, to ask what happened, it depends on to me, I believe it depends on what the situation are like when you arrive. If the situation is still just about arguing and stuff like that, you can start saying, hey, but if you find yourself in a place where it's almost like, you know, let's be realistic. As a mother, if you find it's still an argument back and forth, hey, hey, you two, you're like this, you know, most of the time you will ask, questions. I mean, blah, blah, blah. But if you get to a point where they have already ganged up and they're about to eat up your child raw, let me read what my mother said. It's a bit too much, bitter as in physical abuse. That is the reason why I said I will take my daughter out immediately without asking any questions. Okay, I can relate, but in this situation, let me share a bit more. Like Dr. Sikiri rightly said, there has been background information that the girl has been saying to her mother, "Mommy, these people are not letting me rest. Of course, maybe the mother has even tried to the issue on one occasion or the other, trying to shame. I will take her first before any questions. Oh, yes, thank you, ma. Some people said they will take it out first before any question. I will take my daughter out straight away without any question. But in this situation, like Temitope said, the case has been back and forth. The family has been funny to the woman. There has been background information. There has been a lot of blah, blah, blah. There has been a lot of that. But on this occasion, the situation that the mother found the daughter, she couldn't hesitate but to just step in to protect her daughter. And she, of course, got there and started saying, and of course, these people, they attacked the woman herself. The family of the husband, they attacked the mother herself. You know, they attacked the mother herself. Thank you, Pebbles and Cocos. Please, thank you, everybody on TikTok. Please keep tapping. God bless you. They attacked me because the woman, let me explain better. The moment the woman arrived at the place and saw the situation of things, react, and they attacked the woman. Yes, they attacked the woman. And of course, she had to defend herself and her child, you know. And that is not even where I'm going exactly. Eventually, people, of course, crowd gathered. She eventually took her daughter. But don't forget that I said that the husband was not there when all of this was happening. So when the case got to the husband actually ganged up with her family member to say that this is the pain the girl is actually going through at the moment. That the husband gathered against, he ganged up against his family, with his family, to blame the mother and said, yeah, waba oko. She said that word was what really killed her. So a mother that arrived at a place and saw that a group of people are about to beat up her child and she stepped in and be like, ah, Emma Pamilomo and all of that. Would you categorize that as ìyá tó wá bá ọmọ ẹ̀jà nílé ọkọ? Because that is the rumor everybody is taking around, and that is what's hurting the girl. The woman did not even know. She only just came on visiting. She did not even know that anything like that was happening. She just happened to arrive at the scene. And till today, the girl is hurting because they kept on referring to the mother as ìyá burúkú tó wá bá ọmọ ẹ̀jà. Ó wá jà on behalf of ọmọ ẹ̀ nílé ọkọ. You know, so this is where the question now comes in. Will we categorize that woman as a woman that left her own husband's house? Because that is where they are not painting the picture. They're not painting the picture that the woman left her husband's house, came to her daughter's house to come and fight it's a real life story. And you know, I'm not saying it based on the information that the lady only told me. But people that were there also said that the woman was just coming on her own. She did not even know. And people said when she arrived, they were about to actually break her daughter into pieces. And obviously, she probably just reacted. In such situation, will you know money? There was no, she didn't do a physical combat with them. Sister-in-law, as in the Oko's older brother's sister, was wife, was also there. Ìyàwó ẹ̀gbọ́n kan náà wà ńbẹ̀, bàbá wọn wà ńbẹ̀, àwọn ọmọ àwọn ènìyàn náà wà ńbẹ̀. They were about to eat the girl raw and alive. So the mama couldn't even be patient. And like Dr. Sikiru said, sometimes, yeah, you would know that in such situations, maybe the woman has been hearing a lot of information, calming her daughter down, saying this really and stuff like that. But on this occasion, the situation and circumstances which she found them, she couldn't bear to do anything but to just react and be like, Emma Pamilomo, you know. Somebody said they must be literate. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, man. There's some educated illiterates, you know. Mom John Lucas said, I don't think so. They can say what they like. My daughter's life comes first. You know, I always say to people personally, on my own, because I have 4 other important Abala communications to discuss with us tonight, and I really don't want to dwell too much on this case. When I heard about that case, I asked a lot of questions. Under what circumstance would Mama Timbo, she would look at Mama, you know, blah blah blah. She said no. The mom just came. She just came to visit. She did not even know anything was happening. And by the time she arrived, it was a very toxic and, you know, loud, you know, very bad situation. She said that if not that her mother arrived at that scene that day, she doesn't know what would have happened to her. That if not her mother arrived, maybe a instinct lo she want to coffee wow. But if mama won't arrive and join any, people they're ready to kill her. They're ready to eat her alive. You know, after the mother, of course, they had the exchange of words. She felt panic, hey, mama, you know, stuff like that. She said the sister-in-law was saying that to her mom, and she couldn't bear that as well. So she reacted, and things got worse, obviously, and they kind of separated them. And of course, you know that a mother would never leave her child in that situation. She said all of that did not pain her. The one that really pained her most was that when her husband came and he got to know about this, it was actually the husband that first of all told her that why will your mom come and be fighting or nearly or kofun? She said that's the statement that hurt her most. You know, so as a man, is that man supposed to talk like that? And I'm sure that the man will know his family very well, you know. I said what I said. Personally, I will not comment. I will just take my daughter. I won't give them the honor of exchanging words with them. Never. Okay, well, we all know that we have all different ways of reacting, but God forbid that we find ourselves in this situation, you know. But I don't know. I cannot tell you. I can't promise how I will react in that situation because Abiyamo, you know, and like you rightly said earlier, Dr. Sikiru, what you said earlier about, I'm sure the girl must have been reporting, maybe the mama got it maybe mama got it laja before in the past, maybe mama got it, see, maybe the mother had enough, you know. So I don't know. I cannot even promise myself how I'm going to react in that situation. I don't know, because my children are especially my girl, you know. So I don't know. I can't promise myself that I'm going to react in certain way or not certain way. But the one that really bothers the girl was not even about what those people did that day. It was about the fact that the husband came back and said, "Yeah, what by Janili Oko," you know. And I'm asking that question again before I move on to the next thing. Would you have seen that woman as èèyàn kan tó wá bá ọmọ ìjà nílé ọkọ, as in wá sílé ọkọ ọmọ ẹ̀ ó kúrò nílé ẹ̀ wá bá, you know? So of course not. Me personally, I don't see that. I see the woman defending her child, her daughter. And now after a while, the man now, I thought, is now saying sorry to the mother, saying sorry to the woman, and the woman is saying, you know, his reaction, because he doesn't trust the husband as himself. Now, I want to ask the last question on this one before I move on to the next one. That lady, let's assume that they have now resolved the whole issue. Want to better, you want to be kind, you want to shine on your rock. Would you encourage such person to go back to that house? Oh yeah, just or to move lost people me. Would you encourage that kind of person to go back to that family house? Where is everybody? It's when we are not about to round up that people will be coming over and be saying, "Killen, so what are you people talking about? Scribbles and Coco, say something, I can see that you're there." Okay, what would you advise that lady? Would you encourage her after all? Maybe they wanted to resolve or you want to, want to enjoy, want to better, you want to be kind. Remember that is a family house. Would you advise the lady to go back to that house? Would you advise the lady to go back to that kind of, okay, what should they enjoy? Because personally, I personally think that I would actually rather have that person. I will go to back to that marriage based just on one condition. But I don't know about you. I will go back to that marriage based on one condition, and that one condition will be, I'm not living in that house anymore. We have to move out. Please let me know, are you still there? Let me go to the next one. If you're there, you can hear me, and you want me to move on to the next one, let me hear the word next. Oh yeah, TikTok, come and tap. TikTok, if you don't tap, the live will go out. Yeah? So if you want me to move on to the next one, let me know. Somebody said, "Oh, go." Honestly, in shele say, oh no. It can't happen, that's why I said, "Oh, Jury people are saying next, so everybody wants to hear the next one. Okay, now this one is a little bit it is well. This one is a little bit something that is a big thing. It will still happen again, so move out from the environment. Yes, I said to the person left to me, the only criteria that will make me stay in that marriage or go back to that marriage is if my husband is agree that we move out of the house. I will probably insist on him apologizing to my mother. If he's willing to do that, that would be great. But if he doesn't apologize to my mother, I probably will never respect any of his family member again. I'm sorry. That's what I will that's the way I will react. Hey, MC Monite is here. Okay, let's move on to the next, guys. Let's move on to the next, because we have 5 different intriguing topics to talk about. And as I said to us, all these topics, all these things are real life story that people actually wanted me to bring here so that we can talk about it. This one is a little bit in fact, when I heard, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to. Hey, MC Monite, yeah, welcome on board, ma'am. This one is a little bit so okay, this particular person was living back in Africa. And they had a spouse, or should I say fiancé or boyfriend or whatever, that live here in the UK, and then she's always been in Nigeria, and then along the line they got married, and the husband brought her here on a spouse visa. So she came to join her husband on a spouse visa, which is good. But the night when they arrived, she found out that there had been a lady that had been living with the man. The lady was not at home when they arrived, but she could still see some traits that a woman was living in that house with that man. That is the stage 1 of this one I'm about to talk about. Oh, deep jubelo. But let's first of all talk about this. If you are that lady, a man that came to marry you in Nigeria, or in Africa, whatever part of Nigeria, or whatever. And the person now married you, and then when you arrive on the day that you came from Africa to come and somebody said, Thor, you now arrived and can see traits that this person had been living with a woman all along. What will you do, knowing and seeing that the very first night that you arrived? What will you do? What would you do as a person, as a woman? You know, my husband came to marry me in Nigeria and brought me to this country, and I got here and I realized that when I arrived, she has been living with a woman, even though I did not find the woman at home when I got home, but I can see traits. I can see, you know, some items that belong to a woman in the house, and it's not that you cannot say that the person just came visiting. You know that this person has been living with a particular woman for some time. What would you do if you find yourself in that situation? Before I go deep into the in-depth of further things that happen, what would you do if you are that person, and if you are that woman? What would you do? Somebody said maybe the sister, maybe the sister, and you, maybe the sister. You know, it's not the sister. It's 100% that it's not the sister, because this particular person, the sisters are not here. The sisters are back home, so it's not the sister. It's sure that a woman, a woman that they are romantically involved together, live in that house before that woman arrived. What would you do as a person? Please, I would like to hear from you. Somebody said maybe it is a sister. Anyway, I can tell you for a fact that it's not a sister. A person has been living with her. Somebody said this is common. Oh, where will she go? Where will she go? God Almighty, have mercy on us. You know, like Mommy Jaloluko said, I said something earlier at the beginning of this show. I said, things happen. Oh. Things actually happen. And sometimes, until it happens to someone close to you or happens to you, you probably be able to give advice and say, this is what I'm going to do. I will just leave. I will just do this. I will just do that. It's so common. Now, the question is, where will she go? If someone that's coming from Nigeria for the first time, she has never been here, she has never lived here. This is the man that came to marry her back home, did everything, did the worry, pay all the bride price, they did wedding, and processed the visa for her to come and join him here. And only for him to get here and realize that, for her to get here and realize that a woman has been living with her. Somebody said, did he mention that someone was previously there before her arrival? No, in fact, nothing like that at all. Somebody says, I won't jump. I will farabale, investigate and get facts. Okay. With that, I'm going to go into the next step. She has to stay and resolve, especially if she has no family. Okay. Now, let me go further into this. Let me go deeper into this. When this person actually arrived, the woman no longer live in that house. I mean, for some reason, maybe you have to go. But she said on the night that she arrived, there was a woman that was going up and down the streets and was just constituting nuisance, coming at the door, refusing to go away. And she was asking, who is this person? Initially, who is this person that, you know? And the husband was saying, I will explain to you later. I will explain to you later. I will explain to you later. And then after she had arrived, a few days after she arrived and this same person kept on coming back, even after the man was not at home. And then she found out that this person is the woman that had been living with the man for some time. So there's a confirmation that there has been someone in the house that they have been romantically living together before she arrived. Somebody said, you can't know how to react to any issues until you find yourself in it. Yes. You know, because this one, okay, this particular situation now, let's even say that this person looked at me because he had the phone, she turned a little bit, but this woman was not ready to go away. The woman kept coming back, you know. The woman kept coming back, and this person was asking me, who is this woman that kept coming back? This innocent person that's coming from Africa does not know this other woman at all. But obviously, the woman knows her very well. Number one, to me, On arrival, it's like arriving into trouble and problem. You know, to me, it's like exposing her into a serious danger. She has no idea who this person is. She doesn't even know that you have somebody. Somebody said, I knew of one who sent the family to stay with another friend. Hey, she told the wife she wants a permanent residence with her. Can you imagine? You know, so sometimes when you say all these things, you will think that it's only you that knows someone that is happened to. Look at another case now. You have a family here. You brought another family from Nigeria. You brought another one from Nigeria, married to them, and then you told this other person to go and live with I don't know. I just don't know. You know, what would you do if you find yourself? What would you know, I've seen people now saying, what is saying your you know, so what would you do if you are that woman? That woman is saying, what do I do? Meanwhile, don't forget that this woman arrived on a spouse visa. This new woman arrived on a spouse visa, which means whether or not she's going to stay in this country depends solely on this man. I knew somebody said that that's so disrespectful. Why bring her in if you already had someone? Okay. Now, this someone that we're talking about, this one that we're talking about is the one that the man is married to. The one that came from that is the one that the man is married to. But this other person kept on showing up every time, saying, me and him have been together, you know, causing trouble, causing a lot of havocs. So I'm still waiting to hear, what would you do? Please, people, what would you have this woman do? Can you advise the woman? This other woman, the new woman, the one that is married to the man that is coming from Africa newly. Can you advise this person? What would you have the person do? For those of us that are just joining us, Shirley baby, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Kumbi or Jomo, for joining us. Please feel free to unmute yourself and join, or send me something that's like an invite for me to bring you into the show so that you can have your say. Now, for about a situation where a newly married woman was brought in from Africa by her husband on a spouse visa. Spouse visa means, you know, you bring in because I'm here, I'm going to bring in my spouse. And the woman arrived here only to find out that the man has had another woman in the house. And although the woman was not right in the property, but you can see all of her stuff. And the woman kept on coming back, you know. So what would you want to hear? They want to hear from you or from us. She marriage want to do or discourage her from this. The reason we are bringing all this topic here is because people money me for money. What do I do? The woman is confused. Please, people, say something. What do you expect from that kind of woman? What would you have her say? What would you have her do? Advice is what she's looking for. Or remember, the segment says, what would you have done, or what would you have me do? Abala what should she do? Should she move away from that marriage? Should she divorce the man? Should she everybody's go quiet. Topic go quiet. Not be from my mouth and I go here with now here. But then, please, what would you advise this person to do? And the man in question is saying, don't worry. Every time the woman say, worry, but the woman kept on showing up. I don't even know this person, but this person knows me. You know, the person kept on saying, man, worry, say, worry, don't worry about it. You just leave. If you just ignore. You are the one I want, and you are the one I marry. That's what the man is saying. You know. Yeah, somebody said, what's the man's reaction or his take on the issue? Yeah, that's what the man is saying. The man kept on telling the woman, worry. But the woman kept on showing up. At one point, the woman will even come and knock on the door. She's not ready to go. You know? So, no. The man doesn't want her in, but she kept on showing up at the door and sometimes even knocking on the door, confronting the new woman to say, it's my man, I know him before you, and blah, 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 and stuff like that, you know. So, what would you advise this person to do? Before I tell you what the person had done, before I tell you what the person did, I want to hear from you. God forbid that we find ourselves in situations like this. When I was bringing this topic up, I did not even know that it's happening. Somebody said it happened to someone that they know. That the man actually asked the and this new person is very, 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 very new in the country. Doesn't know her way around. She doesn't know who is who. In fact, for a very long time, she doesn't even recognize this woman that kept on coming to knock on her door. So if you are that woman, what would you advise? What would you advise her to do? You know, as that new woman that's coming from Africa. Hey, Antoniola, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. What would you have this person do? My TikTok people, please don't be quiet. Please share the show, people. There's a lot to learn today. Because time is fast spent, I want to move on to the next one because I have 5 intriguing and important episodes of Abala today. That's why I didn't do anything else. I just wanted to talk about this Abala a woman coming newly from Nigeria, married, legally married. They did everything. The traditional marriage, everything. They did it, and the man brought his wife here, only for the woman to arrive and find out that there's been another woman living in the house. Although the man has sent her packing, but she can see traits. Oh, I didn't say the man has 2 wives, so stylishly. Okay. MC Mona said, I will ask the man to get bearing order for the woman if she's constituting nuisance. Okay. Okay. All right. Mama, thank you, ma. I appreciate that, and I know that that's what it looks like. But I'll be doing justice to this particular episode of Abala if we're able to give the woman ideas on what she should do, because she's really devastated. She's really worried. She's really concerned. She's like, what do I do? She move journey. She move me for coming money. She move the husband is not saying no, marry her, but the woman is always showing up. Everywhere, the woman is always showing up. The woman has refused to go away. The woman has refused to go away. And every time she brings the topic up, the only thing the man is saying is, but the woman believes that they're still saying, you know. So whatever the man has said to the woman, I don't know whether he has promised her, whatever, I don't know. Okay, and as a woman, as a fellow woman, if a man did that to you, maybe they to promise a woman or something that John be will you still be in the picture? Because we have to look at the fact that there are 2 women suffering in this situation. Don't let us forget that, because sometimes we look at the other woman as the bad one. But we don't know how far they went. We don't know how deep they went. We don't know how, I don't know, for that woman to keep going back and saying we lost anywhere, say, oh man, if it was your fat day. Unfortunately, the other one that's coming from Nigeria is totally ignorant of what's happening. She doesn't even know there's another woman. And this other woman probably did not know that the man was going to leave her and go and marry in Nigeria. So let us advise the 2 women involved. The one at home, Latin Nigeria, kini kó ṣe kó fọkọlẹ̀ ní kó lóun fọkọmọ ní kó jẹ́ kí àjòjì wọlé ni. Eléyìí tí ó dẹ̀ tí ó padà wá náà àmọ́ bí tó fàdé àmọ́ bí tí level ọjọ́ débi pé ó tẹ̀lé máa mọ̀ gbọ́ kó jẹ́ pé last minute ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ọkùnrin ti lọ fẹ́yàwó mi ní Nigeria. Because there are 2 victims here as far as I'm concerned. There are 2 victims. So what would you advise this other victim as well, the other woman? What would you advise her? Let me read comments. Somebody said, the lady that came from Nigeria should stay in the house and let the man sort the situation out by himself. Easy that is. So I would advise her to stay if she's okay with polygamy. Some of our mommies on this show, they know they pet corner. They will just say it as it is. Mama Odele said, I would advise her to say if she's okay with polygamy. If not, she should leave. Leave to where, ma? Number 1, she's new in the country. She doesn't know anywhere. Number 2, her coming here is on a spousal visa. Her stay depends on her being with the man. So only there, Mama Odele said the lady that came from Nigeria should stay in the house and let the man sort the situation out by himself. I think that might be a bit, that might be a bit whatever in a way. Somebody said, MC when I said, if she show up again, I will call the police for intruding, then the truth will surface. Okay, yes, I will probably call the police, you know, for my safety. Honestly speaking, for my safety. Let's forget about pé àti ẹ̀fẹ́ ọkọ àméjì ń fọ́kọ kan. Let's forget about that. Irú ọkùnrin obìnrin tó kàn tí ò lọ tó ní pé àníṣe mi ò ní lọ ha. Irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ó lè ṣe aburú fún èyí tó wà nílé. Ẹni tó dẹ̀ wà kò tí mọ bí kankan, ojú ẹ̀ sì dí, kò tí mọ anything, kò tí mọ anybody, ó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé ni. So I don't mind. I think I like that advice. I'll probably call the police, report it, and let's at least, even if it is not, if his relatives are not here, let those back home know what the man is up to, and blah blah blah. So that would be that. I think I take that on board. But then a lot of things in play here, because he brought her here and her state depends on him. Yes, ma. Yes, her state depends on him. The man definitely lied or is lying because the truth is hidden. Now, I really appreciate everybody for what we have said. It really makes sense, Goni. I think number one thing here, as far as I'm concerned, is what MC Monan has said about calling the police. Because if this woman keeps showing up, if this woman, her safety is somehow, the safety of the new woman is a little bit, I don't even know, is on the line. So I would definitely, as a woman, if that happens to me, I will call the police. I'll probably not leave because my state depends on this man and all of that. Of course, I will involve the family, knowing what the family says. Well, that's Nigeria, but at least let them know and let my own family know as well. And seek counsel from people that have been here for some time. You don't keep it to yourself. Let people know what's going on. Ask advice, and then if the man is not, I don't even know. So at least let as many people that should know about this. Now, I don't want to forget the fact that this other woman might also be a victim. The other woman might also be a victim. Mama, don't trying to call me. Let me give you the number to call, ma. That number, I'm using it for, I'm using that number for, for TikTok. Let me give you the number to call, ma. Mama, I would really like to hear from someone. Let me give you the number to call, ma. Let me call it. It's 078. You better to call it on WhatsApp because somebody was trying to call it last week. 078-632-45793. Please, ma. 078. Let me see if I can type it. 078-632-45793. Or, Mama, you can join me on TikTok, ma, live, so I can bring you on board. I want to hear from, because it's heartbreaking. Did you get the number, ma? I'm making sure to type it. Hold on, the number in Wally. Okay, join me on TikTok. Mumbo. Let me type the number 078 632 45793. Yeah, that's the number. I'll pin it. So if anybody want to call me, you can call me on that number or on WhatsApp. Because last week WhatsApp or you kindly join me on TikTok, ma. Because I would like to hear your view. Don't forget that we are two victims here. Because sometimes the fact we want for could make the other person, it doesn't make the other person a bad person. We don't know what this man had promised the other woman. Although, if I be the other woman, which I don't think, I don't know. Let me invite, let me accept. Which I don't know. I think if I'm the other woman, knowing that this person has already gone to Nigeria to go and bring another wife, I'll probably just back him. I'm supposed to be 3 months. Madam, I won't take my back to me. Mommy, please unmute yourself, ma. Good evening, ma. God bless you, ma.
Thank you so much for this topic.
Thank you, ma.
And I just want to say
thank you, ma.
Every topic, every week.
Thank you, ma.
Because I was reading people's comments. Some people were saying she should call the police, she should do this, she should do that. First and foremost, we are forgetting who the culprit. The
main
person that is at fault here is the man. He knew he had somebody living with him. We don't know what has transpired. We don't know if he was married to this other person. No woman will be crazy enough to see that you have brought another woman and she keeps coming. Let's even assume that she keeps coming. She refused to accept no. The man knows what to do. He knows the steps to take. The man knows to eat his cake and have it. Because if not, he should have tidied that end before bringing the innocent woman in. So in this particular situation, what if a man woman don't concentrate? That man is the one that is at fault here.
Okay, man. Let me give you more of background information, man. You know, because I asked that question, I said, what is the man doing about it? And why didn't you find out if this man has somebody before? The lady said she asked because the man ready for marriage. And he wants to settle down. Do you understand? They've gone deep.
He went to bring his wife from Nigeria.
Sorry, ma?
That's why he went to bring his wife from Nigeria.
Yes. So the other person, the other woman, fine, they have gone deep, they've gone far. But according to the man, whether or not the man is lying, I don't know. That was what the lady said. She said, according to the man, she said, I'm going to steady. Why did you come and get into all this mess? Only pay any close, but also marriage. Relationship come machine and also no. Marry, settle down. Then she lost Nigeria but this person refused to take no for an answer and refused to go.
Apparently, he did not tidy that end at all. Because this other woman has nothing to do with Yawo from Nigeria.
Yes.
She does not know their beginning. She doesn't even know the relationship and how far they have gone.
Yes.
And
yes.
What you have just repeated now is what the man told her.
Yes.
There may be more to it.
Yes.
Somebody doesn't want marriage, but you left her in your house till you came back from Nigeria. Why would the new wife meet her in the house?
She was not in the house, but her stuff were there. I think they've just she just moved that house just towards the time that
to be honest with you, I will tell you that scenario, if it's a fresh one, the Yawo from Nigeria, because the other lady is not going anywhere. The man will end up having two of them. Because if he was not able to get rid of her before going to Nigeria to marry, there's no way he will be able to get rid of her. All of she keeps showing up here. He's not with.
That's true.
That's why I said the most knowledge. You might be saying that I've tried to see it. If you don't want to,
polygamy. What is stylishly very
because he said kinship for that Nigerian lady, it might appear like a joke.
Yeah.
When I said she's okay with polygamy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, where does she want to go back to?
It's tough. Yeah. That's
number one. Then her stay in this country is dependent on man.
Benny.
So where would she go? But before the eyes of the law and everything, she's the legal wife.
She's the legal wife, yes.
She's the legal wife.
Yes.
So this other woman, even though we see her as troublesome and keeps coming, she's not ready to go.
She's not ready to go.
You'll be shocked if she now has children or she too starts having baby for the man. She has seen that the other woman has come.
Benny. She's always appearing, she's always in the picture, she's always turning up on the woman. She even had the guts to come and knock on the door on few occasions, according to the woman.
I would advise her because look, do something about this matter before it gets out of hand because it's dangerous. This woman can do anything.
Benny.
I don't know if you have makes me remember this film, Dangerous Obsession.
Benny.
People are obsessed like that. They can do anything.
Benny.
It's either that or the man is not saying the truth. Koti jasile patapata.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ó máa ní nǹkan tó ń kì láyà. Ó máa ní nǹkan tó ń kì the other woman yẹn láyà.
You don't know. Maybe they've been in a relationship for years. Maybe they have been married for 7 years. Kò wá jasile.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kò wá sọ fún ẹ pé kò jọ òun lọ anywhere.
Hey.
Like that.
Okay.
So how would you advise her? Me, Nicole embrace polygamy, but she should just live her life, relax, get what she wants, be the wife that she wants to be. She can take it up after that. Maybe calling up to my
I understand. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, ma. I really appreciate. Thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate you, ma. Don't do it. There's something that's not true. Thank you, ma. It makes sense. That they should relocate. Relocating is not as easy as it is said as well. Relocating is not as easy. Then somebody said, why will he bring someone from Nigeria when one is still in the picture? Omadin, yes, it's Omadin gone. I meant they should move house. Move house. Some women are obsessed. Yeah, they're very obsessed. If they move house, it doesn't stop them. Most likely they will see my address. Nowadays, things are not hidden. They've been together. They probably have common friends and stuff that the woman can find out from. The major thing is not even about moving house. The major thing is about getting rid of this woman, and she doesn't want to go. It's tough, to be fair. I've not heard from the other woman. Sometimes these men, I've called on Shanu. Only God knows what she promised that woman. Only God knows what has transpired between them. So bring anywhere. Say I'm not going anywhere. So sometimes we don't know. The victim here it's not just the woman coming from Nigeria. The other woman also could be a victim. I don't know what happened. But if I were the other woman, the one that has been here, it will hurt me, to pain me. I'll just let go. Then sometimes as well, when they break women's hearts, tóbi yẹn bá ṣépè fún wọn pé ó dùn mí o, ó bá mi ṣe fún dídọ́dún mẹ́jọ, ẹni tó lọ fẹ́ǹsìn ìyá ló máa jọ jẹ yín pọ̀ bla bla bla. Ó lè má jẹ yín pọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹni tó lọ fẹ́ náà nǹkan lè má mọ̀ pé léèyàn tó promise. You are promising me, and you are promising this other woman. That's why sometimes I don't like when people talk about shit, but about the woman the woman knows nothing. She just came newly, she's innocent, she married this man from a neutral ground. She even asked questions before the marriage. So I hope that this woman finds peace, because this other woman has refused to go. Both of them, they don't have peace. They are very both of them are and the victim here is doing like a king, because it doesn't seem to be facing any consequences apart from just telling the woman, who knows what she's saying to the other woman as well. Maybe the same thing, just sit down there and blah blah. We don't know. I've got on Shanu. It is well. Let me quickly say this next one. No, that's why I said the truth will surface when you take drastic action. So let me say this one. This one, we're not going to dwell on it for too long, but it's something that is important I want us to talk about. A newlywed, ìyàwó tí wọ́n fẹ́ lóòjọ́ ní ọjọ́ tó délé, tó gbé délé ilé àwọn òbí ẹ̀. The day the newlywed arrived, a woman, the sister-in-law, that means the husband's sister, called her to one corner and said, I've been meaning to tell you this all this while, but number one, number two, number three, the sister-in-law and this bride, according to her, their age mates. The sister-in-law called her to one corner. What would you have that woman do? Please, I'm really interested in this, because when the person told me this story, I was fuming. I was like, what? But I don't know. Don't let me talk. Let me allow people to talk. If you are that sister, the bride, what would you do? Mommy Eniola ni ṣé ó mu gbó ni? Well, I don't know. Ó sọ fún pé wo ó pè sí ó ní pé wedding dress tóun wọ̀de láti reception gan ṣì wà lọ́rùn òun tó fi pè òun sí corner tó sọ fún òun pé wo jẹ́ kórí ẹ pé o ti wọnú ilé wa ti jẹ́ kórí ẹ pé gidi ó dẹ̀ lẹ́gbẹ́ lòun àti ẹ̀ ṣe báyìí ṣe báyìí ṣe báyìí ṣe jẹ́ kórí ẹ pé ṣe báyìí ṣe báyìí ṣe báyìí ṣe báyìí. Now, before I give you more of background information on this particular case or this particular one, what would you do if you are that bride? Hey Joe, somebody said they are frying chin chin on her head. Oh my goodness. So somebody said, I will ignore her. Thank you. Alagama Ayoma. Thank you, ma. Okay, I will ignore her. Can you tell me why you will ignore her? These things, when people talk about it, we look at it as a show possible shy, then you exaggerate. Possible. Why would anybody do that? Mommy said I will ignore her. Where is Dr. Sikiru? You have disappeared. I want to hear from you. MC Mona, what would you do? Mommy Eniola, what would you do? Remember that this segment is not about saying Shondi Chichi, Shondi. I know that reaction will be like, you know, but what would you do? Somebody said the in-law in question lacks joy. Yes, I will just pack her aside. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pack her aside because Orukati Dawono. Hey, Orukati Dawono, Ololufe ma foya. Hey, Orukati Dawono, oh, Alarede ma beru. Igi toluwa gbin, kò sẹ́dá tó lè fatu. Ẹni toluwa sopọ̀, ayé máa yà wọ́n. I love that. I will ignore her because Orukati Dawono. I love that. Please, ma'am. Mommy MC Mona said I will pack her aside. Okay? Somebody said I will enjoy my honeymoon and ignore her. Abowaba. I love that Abowaba. Somebody said, Abby's babe said, as long as we don't live together, I'm not bothered. Okay, we don't live together, I'm not bothered. Okay. I love everybody's reaction. I love everybody's response because the first time I shared this story with somebody said, láyé ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni máa ti jẹ́ kó yẹ pé mo ní ìyàwó òòjọ́. The bride has been married for less than 24 hours. You want to start, I don't even care what happened. Aráyé ò ní bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. Nǹkan tó sọ fún even kò jẹ́ pé ẹ̀sìn kọ́nà tó ní pé kò ní dá fún ìyá láyà ẹ̀gàn ó máa rọ́jú ni. You can't react in a funny way because at the end of the day, ìyàwó òòjọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá la wà. You want whatever tí ò bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Kí ni ìbá ṣẹlẹ̀ ìyàwó òòjọ́? Ìyàwó tó ti pé 24 hours ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bá wọn àbúrò ọkọ ẹja. Èèyàn kan ní wọn máa ṣe báyìí. No, you can't do that. I think what everybody has been saying is the best. Number one, Orukati Dawono. Apparently that person has no joy. Number one, kí ló ń gan wá nínú ilé yẹn lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn? Tí kì bá ṣe kí bá pé òun gan really ọkọ dúró sí or whatever. I don't know what happened, you know. Now you now have the gall to call your brother's wife, your brother's newlywed. You know, somebody said, yeah. So, you know, even reporting her to her brother, somebody said I will report her to her brother. Distraction, she's not happy. I will enjoy my honeymoon and ignore. Yeah, somebody said I will report her to her brother. Probably I will not report her on that night. Because even the brother said, nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ta wà yìí o. If someone buy a kà sí ni pé ìyàwó tó ti wọlé, tó ti rojọ́ àwọn àbúrò ọkọ. If someone buy a kà sí nìyẹn, I think the best thing is to ignore her, at least for once, for that period. Now you then send, you will not you don't meet me for house. I think the best thing is, to be honest, I love what everybody has been saying about ignoring her. Just, you know, enjoy your honeymoon, you know, and there's a say, you know, then also bear in mind that somebody that did that, he probably had plans. But it's that's a day wahala ni my baby bye. But at least what they manifest. So you know that not her. Number one. Number two, there's nothing to prove at that point. There's no point. Just ignore her and focus on what's important, which is your marriage and everything. Number 3, like somebody said, abowaba. I love that word. You know, Mommy Ediola Alaga said, abowaba. For people like that, abowaba lọ̀rọ̀ wọn. It's not something that you can deal with straight away. And don't forget that, see, Yorùbá ló máa ń pòwe yẹn, please, tó ṣe bí òwe àwọn àgbà lórí òwe lórí bíbá yìí o. There's a proverb in Yoruba that says that if your hand never touched the sword, do not ask for the death that killed your father, or else they will use that same sword to kill you. Or what would be good at that point? You're still new in the family. Probably one matter soil and one matter to Jenny. Are you gonna bear with see no matter what? Even if it happens to be on social media, there will be people that will still blame you and be like, what she wrote you, whatever it is. Why can't they marry a woman in the morning and in the evening is already fighting member of the family? So I don't know if you're hearing me. I'm gonna share this video with the person. The best thing that everybody has said is ignore. Number 1, ignore. In fact, about possible so I am not whatever to buy fit will be on, or if you're able to ask her, if she's able to explain to you whatever, that's fine. But if she's not able to explain to you, someone like that probably not be able to explain to you. She was determined it's a premeditated attack. It's something that the person had always wanted to do that she didn't have the chance to do. So listen, or opportunity at a share. So please, whoever find themselves in that situation, that's not the time to fight. That's not the time to prove anything. That's not the time to even report to your spouse. Depending on the relationship that you have with the spouse. If the spouse is a very understanding, because nobody reports to spouse. Let me tell you why you should not report straight away to your husband. You know why you should not report straight away to your husband? Like me, the males that I have in my family, for example, God forbid, the males, the kind of boy that my mother raised, if you report something like that to them, they will go straight to that person. You understand? They will never ever take side with that sister. They will go and face you straight away. Kind of thing. And obviously, maybe I wasn't her choice for the brother, but it's too late. Maybe. So that's why I will not report to my spouse straight away. I'll take my time, because if I report before coming, will take care on another level. That's why I'll take my time before I report to my. I will still report to him, but not straight away. Somebody said I will face front and silence her moral by ignoring her. Thank you, mom. That's what I would do. I would just say, Emma Bino, and I will just move on. Then I like what Mommy Eniola said. She said, "My face, hey, one-on-one. What Emma shaka see one. What they too late will go on to the my face, hey." Mommy Eniola said, "My face, that's what I would do. I'll just ignore her. She doesn't exist. She's a joy killer. So I'm not going to let her bother me, especially if she has not told me that I did anything particularly wrong. If she had called me to call my attention to something I'm doing wrong, that's a different thing. But you calling me and for what's the that person is a joy killer. Definitely she's jealous. There's a lot of things going wrong, and probably you're not her choice for her brother. And somebody like that will do anything. That is soiling. Gaslighting. So avoid that person and ignore. Until which I know that if you are patient enough, now this one also is a very funny one. Let me go straight to the next one. Hey, people, if you can hear me and you want to hear the next one, I said there are 5. I've only said 3. If you want me to go to the next one, let me hear the word next. This next one is interesting. If you want to hear the next one, please let me hear. That's it, Dabi Moshe Da. Yes. Guys, if you want me to go to the next one, please can you put up the word next? I want to know whether we are following. Let me bring up the next one. Yay! You already said next too. Okay. Let me bring up the next one. The next one is talking about a particular thank you, Sister Laye. Our brain on. I've got no shanu fun wa. Mi mo nkan to de. This one says, anytime the husband lives abroad, they've been doing everything to bring the woman here, yet Kuti bossy. But only anytime my husband is back from abroad, tó bá ṣe ti ń dé báyìí, tóun ti ń gbé bọ̀ láti airport báyìí tó máa fi délé, gbogbo àwọn siblings ẹ̀ àtàwọn ọmọ wọn àti spouse wọn, wọ́n ti máa jókòó dé àwọn ilé. Ó di ọjọ́ tọ́kọ òun bá lọ, kó tó lọ. What will you advise this woman? Bó ṣe ń jẹ, bó ṣe ń mu, bó ṣe ń ṣe, everything depends on the man. Every single time that the husband comes from abroad, her husband's siblings, all of them, not one, not two, not three, and the spouses. She even said, even the one that is a woman, and most of the time when the husband is coming, he comes during the school break, so that early in the time, so they don't even get to have that any space. Somebody said, what would you have this person do? What would you have this person do? She said, immediately it's about to pick on airport by. Is the husband comfortable with that arrangement? Even if the husband is comfortable with that arrangement, how is that my problem? If the husband is comfortable with that arrangement, but why? I don't know whether the man is comfortable with the arrangement or not, but if he's not comfortable, I'm sure he would have talked. It's his own siblings. His siblings and their children. And even their spouse. One are working on one they need law or the tongue battle law. Hey Joe, what would you have? What would you advise this woman? Because it's killing. You know what I'm saying? The woman is dying. You know, they will come with their children. Where does she live? They live in Nigeria. But the husband lives here. But the husband comes home every now and again. But every time the husband is at home, the siblings and that voice notes will not be able to come here because she will forward this. Sorry, let me see if I can forward that to myself. Chai, please hold on. Have I lost that? Okay, please hold on, ma. Let me see if I can forward it to the other phone. Please hold on, ma. I want to hear the voice note that somebody sent. Please hold on. Let me see if I'll be able to. Can't find it though. Oh no. And there's a number that is pinned to my WhatsApp to my Instagram live. Please send the voice note there, because the other line is what I'm using to do TikTok. Somebody said, did she discuss with the husband that she's not comfortable? I'm very sure for her to complain, she must have discussed with the husband. And sometimes it depends on the kind of man the man is. Where are they announcing their arrival? So for you to know that in that situation, sometimes some questions are not even, they're not far from the response, because for them to even know that the husband is coming, that's the one coming to involve family one. You know, I think it's a man that believes that my family, anytime I'm coming, I have to tell them, you know. And the discussing with the man, I am 100% sure that she must have raised the issue on one or two occasions, and the man doesn't seem to see anything wrong in it and stuff like that. Sometimes there are some men that they believe that they are so family oriented that sometimes they believe that they are hurting their wives and they don't even know. Somebody said, did she discuss? Hello, ma'am.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
This particular issue, I can look at it from two angles. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
For me personally, I don't see it as a big deal.
Okay.
The reason being that in two ways, it's possible the man is the Ojogu of his family. And when it's around like that, everybody wants to have a taste, they want to have a feel, they want to have fine. If he is able to meet all of these needs, I don't have a problem with that. And then I will now add the fact that because we will need servants. For anybody. Because the kind of for things to be like this, it must be like you said, he's a family-oriented person. He's the type that probably job. So they see him as the rallying point. For the wife to put a stop to that will be very difficult. And if she tries it, you understand what I'm saying? So for me, if I were in her shoes in the kitchen, I would let them be, but I would insist we have helpers. See, as long as my own bedroom, my bed and my husband's bed, nobody is coming there to sleep. It cannot be all of the house. I have a friend that has gone, that's gone through something like that. This one was even like, she married, by the time she married, the Iyale has gone. So she was the wife at home. And the man had kids. When these kids come on holiday, I kid you not, they come on with their friends from uni. 17 people in Ulemo, like she hostel. And the husband did not see anything wrong in that. He would even fight her to say, she come on Lore, she come on she can't. So you know what she did? She just let them be. Because all she is saying Jeffrey 1 week cooking last 1 week because so if the man can afford it, I would suggest that she just let them be. Any personal me time per local. 3 weeks local fellow. Let her book 1 week, Baba Carlos Hotel, Carlos just you and me.
Okay, let me give you further background information to this story, because I asked this lady questions. I said, so who makes the food? I know Mama Shonje. Who was some kokoni? Níwájú Ọlọ́run àtèyàn o. Àwọn Mama kó sí kitchen, àwọn Mama jáde, as in the siblings, the ones that are female. Yeah, so exactly. Only no come how do you guys now have personal time together? And that's the problem. Only pay sometimes once the husband arrives, him and his male siblings leaving her with the female siblings and their children.
Their wives.
So she said, I mean, it's a little bit choking.
And is it every time it comes?
Every single time.
Must it be coming?
It's because she doesn't have the opportunity yet. Yes.
Because left to me,
she doesn't have the opportunity yet.
I will just shake a man. I'm sorry, because I can't come and die.
Hey.
You can do it.
I
will leave them that they feel.
Out of there.
1 week. You do it. Ma. 1 week. Weekend. They have to go away, just the two of them.
Only because I also asked to the point, okay, what time the man is not having it. He's not having it. Only even when everybody had gone to sleep, of course they don't come to our room. It's a duplex according to her. They don't come to our room. Only but even Lale don't about share anything as husband and wife. With the consciousness that Alejo Wale. Hey, this they stop. Auntie Eniola, please, if the other number, Timo Pin here. Okay, what's so you can that number that you have sent voice note to? I can't see because that's what I'm using for the kini. Hold on, hold on 1 second. Let me read the comments. Somebody said, oh, sorry, I'm trying to read comments too. I will discuss. Oh God, I will discuss with my husband and make arrangements for us to go on family holiday, since the children will be on horse that we need time together. The man was not having it. The husband's family will say she's sending family away, and the husband might be the type that say the family has been helping him, so he needs to allow them. So the woman to one chance near. There's absolutely nothing wrong in helping family, but not 24/7 every time, every single time. If they live in Nigeria, that's a different thing. This man doesn't live in Nigeria. He only comes once in a while. Nobody's saying they shouldn't come. Let them come and spend a few days and then leave. Not 24/7. And Tenola, I can't get your voicemail, ma. Oh, they do Misha. If it's only the other number here. The children too will not be comfortable. Yes. The children too will not be comfortable. I want daddy to no privacy. Yeah, no privacy, obviously. So it's a very tough situation. Now let's balance things up. I know, because when I was younger, I used to have an uncle that lives in the US. Then like by family member kan ló máa lọ sí lóyìnbó tó bá dé báyìí gbogbo ẹbí máa dé ni. So we used to go and visit them. We will be there for a very long time. And then to bá ti di ìrọ̀lẹ́ bá dalẹ́, everybody can gather on one lọ. But I'm laying sleep over 24/7. Títí 10 a.m. I feel low. So they say, even the man lost here, but we won't tell you, bring any. So the privacy. Now, the woman is not saying that they should not come. The woman is not saying that her family member or her husband family member should not come. But when it is 24/7, there's no breathing space. They even come with their children, come with their spouses. Obviously, they will not let the woman enjoy family. We all understand what Temitope said, that sometimes the man will say, I want you to help me. And all of that, which is fine. I'm a Bashan grew up in Nigeria, in Africa generally. Was okay. So I can't say no to them or whatever, but not 24/7 for the whole time. The man, I think the man has work to do. And I know some men that are so family oriented that they don't even consider their immediate family. So I think if I was the man, I would allow them to come, but not 24/7. But the young matter for one impression and it's still by you. So time here, if time for our family to see. That's what we are saying. There's absolutely nothing wrong in them coming. From where we come from, we know we are family people. We are, we are close. We are closely knitted. Myself, when I go to Nigeria, my house is always full. I have my siblings coming over and all of that, and their children, but not when I go with my husband. When I go with my husband, they can come, but let them come and then leave. Not 24/7. It's too much. I'm going to why you're just seeing your sharing. Somebody said family reunion is choking. Mommy, I said family reunion is choking. It's true. To them, I want you really watch a family reunion. But for the first 2 weeks, Mama were available. For the last week, I want to be with my family, or I want to go somewhere, or just let them be. You understand? Now, the type of family that will bring drummers to the airport to welcome their brother, yes. The kind of family that will be okay. The last one, people, last but not the least, I believe that is a tough one. Only God can help that woman. If the man is not saying things from her point of view, she has to be patient. She really have to be careful, tread softly, so that she doesn't end up. Now, let me read this last one. I purposely put this one to the last one. Somebody said that her husband and her best friend are very close, and she doesn't see anything wrong in it. They've always been close. Even the friend always talk about how close. You are talking about all right, they're close. All right, and all of that. The wife is not suspecting anything. The wife is always going to tell the man, always telling the girl, this is what my husband do, and da. They are that close, they're like family friends, and they're happy together and all of that. But at one point, the best friend, started acting funny towards the wife for no reason. And the wife was like, I don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. At one point, the best friend even got to a point where she stopped talking to the wife for no reason. The lady is not saying anything. So on one of the occasions, the wife asked the husband and said, and the man said, to cut the long story short, the wife got to know that this friend has been sleeping with her husband, and there are some things that she heard from the woman that she believed that the husband must have told her. And when the woman confronted her husband confessed that initially but later we started falling in love with each other, and then before we knew it, we started sleeping together. What will you do if you are the man and the woman? And the man now said, we started, sleeping with each other. Now there's nothing at the stop it. So the woman now like, stop it, fine, but why is she acting funny to me? Why is she, always picking offense and attacking me and making me feel like, I don't know what is wrong with her. I think she got carried away. She got carried away in what way? That was what the man said to the woman. Now, if you are the woman, what will you do? I'm not sure if we... Everybody to that girl. Yay! What will you do? This is the last one. Let me close my diary for today. Yeah, I wrote them. Look, this is the last one. I'm closing my diary. So after this will be the end of today's episode of ETO IGBEYAWO. Okay, let's bring it on board. What would you do if you are this woman? If you heard the story, if you heard what I said, can you just let me know you heard me? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear the way I narrated the story? Somebody said end of friendship. Obviously. Friendship every garden place. Yes, you are right, ma'am. Tokwe Secret says end of friendship. Obviously. The man said, ma binu, just shame, who are distracted me. I don't know, and the man said, ma binu. We only did it for a few times, and after that, blah 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 blah. So what would you do? This is someone that they are really close, best anyone. So the man confessed outrightly. But all along, so what has been happening? So if you are that friend, what would you do? Somebody said end of friendship. Definitely end of friendship. No more trust. And what would you say is at fault? Is it the woman? Maybe she was too careless with her husband. Maybe she trusted the friend too much. Maybe I don't even know. Pardon me. So who is at fault here? Because she trusted her husband with a friend, they became so close that she's even aware of face, and she's happy that they are close. She's happy that, she doesn't mind, but eventually they slept together and the husband confessed to her that this happened. No more trust. Both of them are at fault, the woman and the... Okay, so what's the position of the man in this? When you say both, are we talking about the woman and the friend, or the woman and the husband, or what? Because when your friend, and this friend is married though. This friend is married. She also is married. Oh no, call. She's not single. She's not a single mother. She's married. She lives with her husband. It's not a crime to trust. It's a pity she trusted animals. That's so sad. Somebody said that's so sad. Somebody even put a smiley face and be like, wow. So in such situations, apart from friendship had ended, apart from the friend and the husband, nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ ká tanra wa jẹ. Nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀, things they saw. The man confessed, and the sad thing is, the friend started being funny, started acting funny. This woman would not have suspected anything if not that the woman suddenly started acting funny, misbehaving towards her. She was like, they were never friends. Thank you, ma. They were never friends. And the irony of it is, this same friend is the one that the wife is always going to confide in when things happen between her and her husband. You won't do that to your friend. Yes, ma'am, you are right. Friend and the husband. Things are happening, though. And I'm still waiting for what to tell this woman. What will she do? Somebody said she's never a friend. There was never trust. The friend, the husband, and the friend is to be blamed. It's not a crime to trust. It's a pity. She trusted animals. Friends and the husband should be blamed. But what would you have this woman do? Of course, we will know that end of friendship. That's for sure. What I'm really looking for here is, what would you have this woman do? Should she leave the husband? Fine. If I'm saying end of friendship with my friend because she betrayed me, what about the man? What about the man? You know, is she supposed to discontinue her relationship with that man? You know, and after the man confessed, she kept on digging deep, and she was discovering there's a lot of things that they've done together, like, you know, a lot of financial commitments here and there, a lot of other things that she has discovered. Somebody said, can we anonymously inform her husband? Guess what? On that, the man said they did it to the point that the lady's husband started suspecting the woman's husband. You know, that the man started acting funny towards the man. As in, the husband to that lady suspected that there's something going on. See the man, according to the man. You know, she said when she would confess to me, she told me that they did it to the point that the husband to that lady started suspecting and started acting funny towards him. And before I say the last thing that happened on this particular issue, but I was waiting for us to tell us what the woman should do, you know, because anonymously inform the husband and blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me, what would this woman do? The woman is confused. The woman is confused. She's disappointed. She's heartbroken. Obviously, the relationship with her friend has ended, but will she end the relationship with her husband? Because they're really close, they're besties, they're very, 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 very close. Now, should she confront the friend? She didn't confront the friend, she just ended the relationship. You know, because anyway, the person has been acting funny to her anyway from day one. So she just said, okay, that's it. Is this why you've been acting funny to me? I will not even be your friend anymore. But should she confront the woman? Should she confide in anyone apart from a neutral person like us? She should call the attention of the family members to this. Or I don't even know, how does she handle this that she doesn't end up in trouble? Because we know that in this day and age, it's not about you to say the right thing, no. It's not about to say the right thing, no. Nowadays, if care is not taken, Allah rema jebi, elebi dem ajare. You understand? So the woman is trying to be careful. Attack, confront, and the man that confessed to her can say, no, I didn't say that to you. You understand? So the woman is a little bit confused. But the man definitely confessed to her, told her a lot of things, how they have, you know, gone deep and blah, 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 blah. So while I'm waiting for us to say one or two things that we think the woman should do, I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me, what should this woman do? You know, it has affected her so many ways. Of course, heartbroken. She had cried. She had, you know, a lot had happened to her. But now she's in a state where she's thinking, what should I do? Shaking fear, I became, you know, walking. I don't even know. So I'm waiting for someone to tell me what should she do so that I can round up this segment of ETO IGBEYAWO. It's a tough one, and I can see that most people have gone quiet. One of my devices, look, most people have gone quiet, which I can understand perfectly well. Sometimes some circumstances are just too deep they're too deep that you can't even tell what to do or what not to do. But basically, like everybody has said, that woman is dangerous. That woman has never been a friend. That woman should be avoided. She should never be friends with such people. But any woman that is out there doing this kind of thing, I've seen it happen. It happened openly in this country. And a lot of people were even still blaming the woman, the wife. Trust me, So that's why these days one has to be quiet. Somebody said any child among, yes, they've got children. She has children for her husband, and then the woman also have children for her own husband. It's a bit tough. Her hubby has confessed and begged. Maybe she can pray about it and her home. It's deep. The man confessed. Yes, she did. He did, and it was, according to her, she was full of apologies, saying, blah, 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 blah. The man had confessed, and sad, because she's wondering, how do I say this to this my friend? I can't confront her. I don't want anybody to come and be saying that. The man is also begging her not to confront the friend, So it's a tough one. I don't know why or how people get to this point. Nobody is above temptation. But there is no temptation that comes in this life that is more than what you can overcome. When God brings temptation to you, He has given you the way out. And I always say something as well. Don't ever think you're brave or you're strong or you're this. Why? How did you get so close to your friend's husband to the point that, according to the husband, he's saying, but I won't fall into it. I won't go there, and that's it. I want to rest my shelo. How did you get to that stage? What kind of closeness is it that you got so close to your friend's husband to the point that both of you did not know when you fall into the temptation of adultery? I don't think it makes any sense. And I'm using this opportunity to tell people out there, there are some things that people like me, I don't joke with. Me, hello sir. Or you know that this person has interest in you. According to the man, she's always had interest in me. You know that she has interest in you. That's exactly when you should stay away from her. And nowadays as well, some things people may say, Meettheroyals, so me, what they feel concerned, that's it by yourself. That you will not know when you even did it. He said it's the Holy Spirit that heals. So she should pray for directions, because human understanding I think she can be bad. You need to pray. That woman needs a lot of support, a lot of healings, a lot of time to forgive, a lot of time to let go. I'm going to encourage women. Don't say, don't go too close to a man to the point that before you know what's happening, what's in the anointing has happened. I don't know how you manage to get close to somebody's husband to the point of or rare for that matter. So we need to work on all these things. Don't be overconfident. I don't do it. Don't go too close to people, and you don't even know what intention of people are towards you. The man is playing victim, saying she lured me into it and blah blah blah. But how did you guys get there? She didn't need to confront the friend. She can still move on with the husband. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Somebody said she doesn't need to move on with she doesn't need to confront the husband. Thank you, Lagali DB. Thank you, Akimutalo. Somebody said she doesn't need to confront the husband. I mean, she doesn't need to confront the friend. She should just keep it like that and move on. I don't know if that would be, I don't know, because confronting the woman, I am also of the opinion that she shouldn't confront the woman, because confronting that person can lead to something else and can lead to something else, and we'll come and wash dirty in one time. But then I'm saying to everybody here, men or women, anybody bring more interest in when a man is interested in you, you can tell. When a woman is interested, you can tell. Stay away from it. Stay away from temptation. Don't put yourself in a situation that is difficult. And I'm hoping that people are learning from this. It's something that happened and it's really heartbreaking. And I pray that God will help us. But MC Monite, Osophagus has started again. Osophagus, ó ní kò ní jẹ́ ká sọ ju báyìí lọ. Tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ yẹn wa Yorùbá máa ń sọ wípé kì í dùn kó pọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í pọ̀ kó dùn. Ṣókí báyìí òun lọ bẹ̀ oge. MC Monite ní it is easier for women to show affection, but men will not show it. But go subtle until you find yourself in their bed. God forbid. God don't go ṣàánú fún wa. Tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, lórí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lórí ètò lẹ́ni ẹ̀yìn wa. Ó sì lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Àmọ́ kó tó dìpó dìgbà náà, èmi Olúwabùnmi Ayọ̀ Òṣìbẹ̀rù mo fásitì sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé lílọ ni mo tuntun ti ń lọ yìí. Ogún lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi. Ogún dé kò bá wọn kò ní jẹ́ tiyín. Mo gbà ní àdúrà lẹ́ni wípé ayọ̀, ìdùnnú àti àlàáfíà tí mo fẹ́ fi yín sílẹ̀ ní òun náà ni màá tún padà wá bá yín lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo wá fásitì sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by God's grace. Hey!
Let's talk traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ mú etí rẹ̀ dìde. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi mẹ́ni kì í ṣeré. Let's talk traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Ètò Let's Talk traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Let's Talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's Talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fúnni lóye. Let's Talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fúnni lóye. Let's Talk
traditional wedding. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. Bye.